What if I told you that there is $1 million inside of here? Would you believe me? Well, this is actually the one thing that Jordan Peterson, Alex Hormozi, Dan Coe, James Clear, and Tim Ferriss all have in common. And sure, they're all millionaires, and yes, they all have millions of followers on social media, but what I'm actually talking about is the one skill they all learned to grow their bank accounts by millions of dollars and their social media by millions of followers. And this one skill isn't sales, it isn't web design, and it isn't AI prompt engineering. This one skill is something far more simple, yet often overlooked. You were taught it as a kid, but never taught in a way that made you money or benefited you in any way. It's a skill I've taught 9-to-5 office workers, teachers, and everyday regular people that help them make $10,000, $50,000, or even $91,000 a month online from anywhere in the world.
$4,000 US a month.
25K in 1 month.
23K total.
Consistent 5-figure month.
And it's the same skill I learned to go from a college dropout and working a minimum wage job as a Domino's pizza driver to making $30,000 to $50,000 a month in my first year of starting my online business. And this skill is the foundation of all the social media content you consume, all the products you buy, and even this YouTube video you are watching right now. The best skill you can learn in life is writing. And because the school system set you up to fail, I know what you might be thinking. I'm not a naturally talented writer. How can I possibly build a similar level of wealth, followers, and influence to all of those people you mentioned earlier? Now, trust me, I was in the same position that you were 3 years ago. So that's why in today's video, I'm going to show you how to write better in the next few minutes than 12 years of English class. And this is going to be a simple 3-step framework to go from a beginner writer to someone who can use words to make money, persuade people, and grow a social media following. And this framework is a result of thousands of hours of effort, tens of thousands of dollars of coaching, and hundreds of thousands of words. And you are going to get it for free. So the first thing you need to understand is that writing is like getting dressed. School teaches you to put on as many clothes, words, as possible. They taught you and me that more words equals better writing. And sure, it might work well for getting an A on your history paper, but in the real world, your writing becomes equivalent to this: bloated, ugly, and makes people want to look away. So the first thing we need to do is get naked.
Oh, hell no, man.
Before you start taking off your clothes, let me explain. Most of writing boils down to one thing: simplicity. We live in the information age where the amount of content out there is growing and attention spans are shrinking. So the more complex you write, the fewer people will read. And as Winston Churchill said, a good speech should be like a woman's skirt, long enough to cover the subject and short enough to create interest. The same is true for your writing. If you can write in an easy to digest format, 60% of the work is already done. And that's why I created an easy plug and play writing framework that you can follow. I call it the what, why, how framework. Whether it's short form or long form content, you can strip down your writing to its core by answering 3 questions. Number 1, what is the main idea I'm trying to get across? Number 2, why should the reader care? And number 3, how can the reader take action on what I am saying? For example, if I'm creating a YouTube video on the best skill to learn to make money online in 2024, I would use the what, why, how framework in 2 ways. So macro and micro. So macro would be answering the 3 questions for the video in its entirety. So what's the skill I'm talking about? It would be writing. Why should the reader care? Because it's the skill I learned to make tens of thousands of dollars online as a beginner and helped everyday people do the same. And then 3, how can the reader take action on what I am saying? So watch the video to learn my simple 3-step writing framework. From there, I can use the what, why, how framework in the micro way. For each step in the 3-step framework, I would answer what the step was, why you should care, and how to take action on it. And this creates a piece of writing that's not only clear and concise, but also engaging and persuasive. This framework ensures your message is not just heard, but felt and acted upon. It's about making your words count in a world where everyone is vying for attention. And if you can answer those 3 simple questions, you, my friend, are already ahead of most people. Now, before going on to the next step, I got a 4th question for you. If you're getting value from this, could you take 5 seconds to drop a like and a comment for the YouTube algorithm? It helps me a ton with growing my channel and furthering my goal of making free education accessible to everyone. Appreciate all of you that do. And for those that don't, I hope you step on a piece of Lego. All right, so let's go over the second step of the writing framework. So the what, why, how framework gets your writing naked to its core essentials, and now it's time to dress it up by dumbing it down. So think of this next step as choosing suitable clothes for the event you're going to. Now, if you're writing an academic paper at university, sure, you might dress up and use fancy words and long sentences, But in the real world, the average reading level in North America is below an 8th grade level and even lower in non-English speaking countries. So the smarter you try to sound, the dumber you are. And even some of the smartest people on the planet like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk talk about the importance of writing in a simple and easy to understand way. Because as you increase your reading level of your writing, your audience size decreases, which means fewer sales, fewer followers, and reduced positive impact on people's lives. How can you avoid this trap? Write dumb. Writing dumb is like choosing a universally appealing outfit. You're not sacrificing style, you're ensuring your writing is accessible and easily understood by a wide audience. And just as the right casual outfit can make you approachable in social settings, simplicity makes your writing approachable to a larger audience. Just like how you should write, this step is simple. And all you need to do is take what you've written and plug it into a free editing software. I recommend Pro Writing Aid or the Hemingway app. And these tools analyze your writing's reading level and give you recommendations. Ideally, you want to write at a 5th grade reading level or below. So all you got to do to lower your reading level is shorten your sentences and use easy to understand words. All right, so you got your writing naked and dressed it up to make it easy on your reader's eyes. But how do you make your writing stand out from the crowd? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to show you with this third and final step. And this, my friend, is the funnest part. Yes, me, a 26-year-old man getting giddy about writing like a nerd who just found a rare mint condition action figure in the attic. I have no idea why I'm single.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Now that you've crafted a valuable piece of writing, it's time to make it stand out. It's time to accessorize your writing's outfit by adding some pizzazz, some flavor, aka the thing that most writers lack: personality. Adding personality to your writing is like wearing a Rolex with a tailored suit or a necklace with a nice black dress. It's not the main attraction, but it's a damn nice addition that makes you stand out. And when you nail this, you'll not just engage your readers, you'll create die-hard fans. Now, I won't lie. Finding your voice and writing style will take time to develop, and it will change over time, but it will separate you from every other writer and put you in a category of one. Let's take me, for example. You've probably noticed I use conversational language, I use silly analogies and metaphors, and I use repetition when listing out bullet points. Now, if you read my writing without seeing who posted it, you would probably recognize that it was my writing. But when I started, well, my writing style was drier than a nun at a wine tasting. I had to experiment and write thousands of pieces of content before I found my style. How can you speed up this process? Well, I would recommend listing out your top 5 to 10 favorite creators, and for each creator, list out what you love about their content. For example, I like Dan Koh's simplicity and structure. I like Alex Hormozi's stories and metaphors. I like Mark Manson's conversational tone and humor. The key is to not copy one creator, but take pieces from each. It's like trying on pieces of clothing from each person's wardrobe to see what fits you best. So experiment with new things, keep what works, and throw out what doesn't. Over time, you'll find a combination that suits your personality. Keep in mind, learning to write will still take persistence and practice, but with this framework, it'll be a whole hell of a lot easier. However, writing is only one piece of the puzzle. How do you actually make money with it and build a fulfilling career you enjoy that pays you well? Well, if you want to learn how I've helped regular everyday people use this writing framework to make $10,000, $50,000, or even $91,000 a month, click the video on the screen. And with that being said, much love, and I hope you have a kick-ass day.